evening. Welcome to our summer season. That's second showings of some of the programmes we most enjoyed making over the past 12 months. And tonight, being the beginning of a new season of the Football League, we've decided to show again the special Aquarius football report which we recorded last May in and around Wembley Stadium and here Wembley Studios at the time of the Home International Championships. It had been a long, hard football season, you may remember, particularly for the football pundits on the sporting panels of both channels. There had been post-mortems galore, interminable reruns for weeks on end, but now the season was finally over. Or was it? Aquarius recruited his own special team of commentators, very much on the ball.
Hello and welcome live, and as I'm actually happening, to this special edition of On the Ball, recorded earlier today and again yesterday. We're featuring tonight highlights of two of today's most important interviews. We'll be going over live to Wembley to talk to a recording of Sir Ralph Ramsey.
Evening, all.
And there'll be an interview with one of the Scottish selectors later on, probably about Thursday. And there'll be a report on the European second round Intercities Fairs Cup quarter-final playoff first leg second replay qualifying round between Bayern München and Southampton, which was abandoned after 30 minutes as nobody knew what they were playing for. In part two, we'll be talking to Albrecht Dürer, the Nuremberg sweeper, and we'll be announcing details of a new penalty prize competition where the penalty prize will be a weekend for two with a fullback of your own choice. But this afternoon at Wembley, England played Scotland at football. Our ITV panel of experts were there live, so let's go over right away to see what they're wearing.
Malcolm is wearing a charming Oxford blue pinstripe suit. The shirt is in mauve and is wash and wear, handy for the casual occasion. Malcolm has chosen a rough silk powder blue tie, and for viewers who don't have colour, Malcolm's teeth are white. Paddy is wearing a matching orange shirt and tie ensemble. And remember, you saw it first on ITV. Bob's hair is by Shankly of Liverpool. He's wearing a butch Leichner foundation with just a hint of shading. Teeth are by Robinson of Harley Street. Jimmy is wearing pretty well for his age.
Thank you, panel. Well, one result just in from the Texaco Cup quarter-final in Italy. Swindon 1, Naples 47. After extra time. Swindon win on aggregate. Well, now it's time to go over live to Wembley for Chat of the Day. Highlights of Brian Thai's recorded interview with Colin Buzzard.
This afternoon at Wembley we saw an almost Proustian display of modern existentialist football in which England intellectually out-argue the now surely obsolescent philosophy of Bobby Brown. Outstanding in this pert, teasing game was my man of the match, the midfield cognoscenti Colin Buzzard. Mais où sont les neiges d'antan? Buzzard might well have been asking himself as he eloquently restated Cartier's rebirth theory by lucidly ramming the ball into the net. Colin, what were you thinking?
I got a kick on the head.
Did you ever think you might lose?
Well, Brian, quite frankly, Brian, I got a kick on the head.
Thank you. Well, I, for one, will never forget the magic moment in the 82nd minute when skipper Nobby Thud ran fully 40 yards through a packed Scottish defence to kiss Colin Buzzard full on the lips after he'd scored. This surely is what football is all about.
What's all over, Brian?
Colin Buzzard and Brian Thai, who appeared by special arrangement with Sports Night with Bakewell. Well, now it's action again, and we're going over live to Iceland for a report from Philip Jenkinson on tonight's big European final.
We had a great game here at the Stadium of Light Reykjavik this afternoon where Manchester Thursday thrashed Red Blit of Oslo by 2-1 in the kind of game London Weekend Television will soon be flogging to Australia. Thursday started fast and tough, and under-23 international Arnold Fitch went close with a grand 20-yard left foot off volley after a spot of London Palladium-type ball judging by majestic £42,000 right winger Ernie Could, newly signed from Pompey and doing very nicely too, thank you. But Red Blit took the lead when the educated feet, a tricky 5'2", ball-playing, bow-legged ex-commando, 110,000 kroner inside right, Soren Overcraft Kierkegaard, beat two men and lamed a third before laying on the kind of chance Stig Stensgaard and Burfengender don't miss. But Thursday equalised through skipper for Descartes' oh so cool penalty harshly awarded against Britt Ekland for gouging. In second half, play got a bit rough, and after a nasty goal-mouth incident which made the Battle of Britain look like an afternoon tea party, Red Blitz hard-tackling ex-bricklayer right half Thol Malmberg was badly bitten and Sid Ironman Hawkins had to leave field with loss of memory, while Flexener, top of the Football League scoring list, Alf Snake It's Ransbottom, got his marching orders from referee Mboko Yetigonga of Uganda, but Thursday were well on top. And this £348,913 star-studded Bank of England forward line of Bun, Wackett, Buzzard, Stubble and Boot tore great holes in Red Blitz defence before in 86 minute ace sharpshooter Bobby Cannonball Stubble magicked his way past three defenders before slamming a great 30-yarder past concussed Red Blitz goalie Gunnar Hammershaw with his fractured left foot, and now I return you On the Ball live at Wembley.
Thank you, Phil. No hard feelings. In the international commentators' match tonight, Kenneth Wosterholm beat Brian Moore by 1,649 clichés to 2. Kenneth Wosterholm goes on to meet Peter West in the final. Well, now it's time for more soccer action, and we turn to international interviewing from Wembley. This afternoon, Jimmy Hill met a cutout of Sir Alf Ramsey. ITV sports cameras were there.
Welcome to the studio, Sir Alf.
Hello, in terms of good afternoon.
Thank you for coming along to talk to us only a few minutes before the start of this afternoon's match.
I am not from outer space.
Good. Well, now, I think it's fair to assume, Sir Alf, that England's performance this afternoon will be disappointing. Why will this be?
Not disappointing. The trouble nowadays is that when foreign teams come to Wembley, they are spoiling the match as a spectacle by trying to win. They deliberately defend their goal instead of lying on their backs with their legs in the air. It is disgusting. The press criticise me because they say I'm controlled by creatures from the galaxy Alpha Centauri. I deny this stiltedly.
Sir Alf, thank you.
Thank you, Earthling.
Well, let's just have a look at that impersonation again in slow motion. He's not all that good in the hair, I should say, just a little thin at the front. There is a nice overlap of the bottom teeth over the top. The dribbling is good. It's tending to get a little wet round the edges of the beard. And the hand action I do like. He's got the chin nicely. In fact, the whole performance, I think, could be said to be in a class of its own. What do you think about that, Malcolm?
I thought that was a load of intellectual rubbish.
Well, I quite liked it, really.
Quite honestly, I've never saw so much rubbish in all my life.
Bill Shankly could introduce an arts programme better than Humphrey Burton.
Sir Alf Ramsey appeared by permission of the galaxy Alpha Centauri. Peter Storey is currently appearing in The Dirtiest Show in Town, and Derek Nimmo was not in this programme.
Golly gosh.
In that replay of last May's special report from Wembley, our commentators were Eric Idle and John Cleese, both passionate football enthusiasts, I hasten to add. We must also renew our thanks to Jimmy Hill and his colleagues on the panel. For our second story, we turn to another kind of passionate enthusiasm.